guys, look, it's an Ireland book haul, and we literally can barely carry that. Okay, one of the things I love that I got in Ireland on one of the first days is this Divergent series. So seeing these was like, oh, getting them.
I really like the illustration style.
Yeah, so these came home in my carry-on. Thank God they don't weigh those.
They had these covers.
Yeah. Okay.
I am a way bigger fan of these covers than the US covers that look like clip art to me, whereas these look like fucking paintings. They're gorgeous. They fit the vibe of the story.
Yeah, for anybody who's like me and is not like an absolute great, like, I don't know, MacGyver at buying all the editions you want, Waterstone is where you can get like the UK
I'm sorry,
edition.
Blackwell's. I lied. It's called Blackwell's.
Okay, Blackwell's is where you can go to get any of the like different editions. So one thing that I learned, did not know, is that the standard paperback size is much smaller over in Ireland. So I got all 4 of the Emily Henry books that I have read that I love, and I feel like they look so like me. They're so bright and colorful, and I loved these books. I just did not own them, and I wanted to get the newest one, Funny Story, but when the books first come out there, it's a bigger paperback. So the Immortal Longings that Maddie just showed you, let me show you. This is how paperbacks come out, like when they're new, and then they transition into something this size. Look how much smaller they are. So I didn't want to buy the newest one and it not be the same size. So I'll have to wait until Funny Story is a little baby.
And then you can get it from Blackwell's.
Yep.
When we arrived in Dublin, we had been traveling for 48 hours. We'd had 4 hours of sleep, a flight delayed 5 times. We had a flight canceled at 2 a.m. We were stressed. I was delirious, and we're finally going through customs. And the man asks me, why are you here? And I just started word vomiting. I was like, for books, bookish retreat with some other people who read books.
Meanwhile, I'm next to her just like, shut the fuck up. He's just wondering if it's like business or pleasure.
Anyways, he was like, oh, you're a reader? Have you read The Prophet Song? And I just like looked at him like a deer in the headlights because I wasn't registering at that point. And he was like, it won the Booker Prize. It's by an Irish author. And I was like, oh my God, I totally need to add that to my TBR. Did it, bought it, here it is. It's a dystopian. It did win the Booker Prize in 2023. I read the back of the jacket and it sounds amazing. So I'm excited to read this like immediately. I got this in Galway. I picked up Glorious Exploits, also by an Irish author. And this, the brothers Gwynn recommended to us. And it's signed.
She manifested another signed copy.
When you can get a book by an Irish author in Ireland, the chances of it being signed are high. I also got another signed edition that I'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, I'm very excited for this book. This is like a historic fiction.
Okay, Lord of the Rings is my favorite series of all time. It is what got me into fantasy as a little girl, and I have been holding off on buying like the right set, as I will probably reread and read to my youngins. And I found this cutie. Actually, I saw this set first at a different bookstore, but one of our girls was like, oh my gosh, I've always wanted it. And I was like, you can have it. And I just really wanted a set for myself, so I found this one at Chapters. Look at how gorgeous. They're like this amazing finish. They're a little shiny. I love that on
the spines.
Oh, here, let me put them together like this. You can see it's like the tree. Is it the tree of
Gondor?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh, so I finally have them.
I got a couple of non-fantasy.
Wow.
Who is she? I finally got Green Lights because Kristen says this is like her Bible. She absolutely loves it. I was going to just do it on audio, but I also got the physical because it has little like notes of his from his journals and photos and just like cool stuff. So I think I'm going to immersion read this. And then I also got Together We Will Go by John Straczinski. I've heard this is a mashup of like The Breakfast Club and Silver Linings Playbook. Both of those are like God tier films to me. So I'm very excited to read this like immediately. And then I got this, The Lost Daughter by Elena Ferrante because I'm currently reading My Brilliant Friend, but I just love this cover.
Okay, so even though it was an absolute shit show, cluster cuss trying to get to Ireland, we'll leave the trauma out the door. We did have an extra 24 hours with nothing to do, and our friend Ryan Cahill reached out to us and asked if we would be willing to, on the day we arrive, if we were ever to arrive, do a panel with him and the other author, Shauna Lawless, talking about their 2 most recent books coming out. And we were like, Okay, so we have not read any Shauna Lawless yet, so let me just grab this audiobook real quick. We both binged the very first book in her
Gael Song Trilogy.
In her Gael Song Trilogy. We binged it, absolutely loved it. It's giving Desperate Housewives, but make it Viking. Like, these women are savage, that you just absolutely love the characters, and there's so much lore.
Yeah, I mean, Shauna told us that she baked in the Irish mythology her grandmother told her when she was a child. So it feels like it's got a lot of real history, mythology, and fantasy in it. Like, The Children of Gods and Fighting Men was phenomenal. So then we also got
her second book we both got, and she signed it for us. I also had every single person on the trip sign this book for me, so it's like my yearbook from our trip.
Yes, she put, Maddie, thank you for all your questions, because we got to run her panel with Ryan. But also, Ryan's brother was there doing real-time illustrations for us.
I feel like I need to show.
Yes, here it is. And in Ryan's very own handwriting, he wrote, "You are the favorite."
And after I saw that I was not the favorite sister, he actually wrote that because I was speaking to his brother writing dragons, and I said, "Are you actually the cooler brother?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he overheard it, so he wrote on my dragon, "You're second."
I also bought Shauna's brand new book that just came out on September 12th, The Land of the Living and the Dead. So I'm so excited to finish the Gael Song Trilogy.
These books are stunning. Like, every inch of these books is stunning. And going out to eat with them at Ryan's family's Italian restaurant afterwards, drinking bottles of wine and just laughing. Yeah, Shauna was talking to us about motherhood and writing, and of course Ryan just got done with his tour, so he was talking about like the whirlwind of his tour, and
he was sharing business advice with us. It was just like a pinch me moment to just like spend the day with some of our idols and just hang out. It was great. And Shauna's going to be on the podcast here in a little bit, so we're very excited for that episode.
Okay, these two books I got by the recommendation of people I trust. Would you mind holding? So, Legends and Lattes, surprisingly enough, I heard about from Thomas Weaver. As you guys know, he wrote one of my favorite books this year, Artificial Wisdom, which is like a sci-fi psycho thriller. Legends and Lattes, I think, is a cozy romantasy.
I think it's just a fantasy, cozy fantasy.
Yeah, but I really didn't like the cover in the States, but I love this one. So, Tom, I'll let you know how I like it. I really hope it doesn't suck. This is blowing my mind that you recommended this book. And then Her Majesty's Royal Coven is such a great cover. Obviously, it's my favorite color. And this was recommended to me by Bronte because Bronte and Polly are also content creators, and they hung out with us on the weekend in between our two trips because we had two groups coming to Ireland. And that weekend was just like soup for the soul. We had such a good time. We went to all the shops, and Bronte picked this book out and said, "Kristen, you would love this. You have to get it." And so I'm hoping that the Fable Girls vote for it in October because it's like a coven of witches for best friends.
I got Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie mostly because I just love the non-American covers. I like that it's like a matte textured cover. Anyways, it's a standalone. It comes after the First Law original trilogy, and I'm very excited to get to it.
The generosity, one of our gals, MK, who came to the trip with us, gave us these little children. Look at these tiny books. They're Giving Bible.
Actually, they're really Giving Bible because I think they're printed on like the same pages they print Bibles on, and the text is literally that small. And then each book has a main character, and their name is highlighted.
Gael!
Yeah, Gael's are highlighted in Tower of Dawn, and Dorian's are highlighted in Crown of Midnight. And MK just has like a hookup who gets her these like out of print editions. So we feel so blessed and lucky to have gotten these.
I like when I die, bury me with this baby book.
Yeah. I made a mistake. I blacked out. I forgot that I had ordered Wisteria from Fairy Loot, and I was listening to the audiobook on this trip, and then I saw the beautiful cover and bought it, and forgot that I'd bought the Fairy Loot edition. So I now have an extra copy of Wisteria, but this is my very favorite book in that series. I absolutely loved Wisteria, so. But I do have a Fairy Loot edition coming, so I don't know. Maybe I'll have to give this one away or something.
Yeah, giveaway. Okay, Mom and Dad, we're at the part of the video where we're going to need you to step away. We know you're our #1 fans here on the tube, but you cannot watch this because we will probably post it before we can give these to you, so skedaddle.
We got our mother this gorgeous edition of Sense and Sensibility because it is our favorite Jane Austen book, and our mother introduced us to Jane Austen, and it has gold foiling pages. Our mom and dad are rebuilding their library, and we just feel like this edition belongs on her bookshelf. It's gorgeous.
Now, I don't think my dad or any of us have actually read this book, but I saw it and immediately thought of our dad because this is something that we watched over and over and over again as kids and has so many quotes that are constantly being thrown around at family Christmases. Like, this book is everything to us. This story. So we got The Princess Bride. This was in their gift editions, and the art on the inside absolutely send me. Look at this.
Stunning. Oh my God.
Come on. Like, I'm hearing the score from the movie playing in my
Seriously.
brain right now. I'm just like,
As you wish.
as you wish.
Anyways, we hope Dad loves that.
Okay, this isn't very bookish, but we also found this amazing card we're going to put in our mom's book, and it's basically Maddie and I. Isn't it so cute? It is giving me like slight PTSD because Maddie did cut my hair without my permission when I was like 4 years old, and my mom had to give me a bowl cut. It was really
I'm sorry.
a really hard time in my life.
I'm sorry.
But I still think it's cute. I mean, it's a memory now. My hair is now not.
Literally unimpeded. Anyways, we had the best time in Ireland. It's only a day ago that we got back, so we just couldn't wait to put these books back on our bookshelves.
Literally.
And we needed to share them with you guys. So stay tuned. We'd love to talk more about the trip we had. It was the trip of a lifetime. Like, there's so many exciting memories and friends and just things we want to share with you guys. So hopefully we'll do a podcast episode or maybe some YouTube videos about that coming up. We do have a lot of vlog footage.
Yeah, we have a lot of vlog footage, but this was Maddie's and my first time using this vlog camera, and I will say, like, we were just living in the moment a lot. But we've got great stuff coming, so if you want to relive it with us and dream up going on a potential future trip with us, stay tuned.
Bye!
Okay.